Hello everyone and welcome to another TrickingBasics.com tutorial. Today we're going over swing step variations. If you've watched in my Introduction to Tricking series tutorials, one of the concepts I discuss is takeoffs, and one of those takeoffs is the swing takeoff. More precisely, the full pivot swing takeoff. In this video I'm going to be discussing other types of swing takeoffs that you can do without a setup trick. Just other ways to start your swings to practice your swing-based tricks. There are 5 different swing takeoffs. If you've been watching this video, I've got the full pivot, which is the one I've taught initially as a swing takeoff. Then we have the J-step, the pivot step, the Euro step, and the block step. So let's go over how to do each one of these. I'm going to start out with the full pivot. Full pivot, you turn your foot outwards, hop 180 degrees, and that sets you up nicely to swing, and it's a nice powerful takeoff. This is a little bit tricky to learn how to block out of though, because you're doing it on a line and it's a relatively old school way to do it. But play around with it, you'll get the hang of it. The next one I'm going to be discussing is the J-step. And in the next 3 takeoffs, I'm going to be going on the white line from an angle like I just did there. The J-step is essentially a full pivot, but from an angle. And the reason why I'm doing it from an angle is because it allows me to rotate less, which gives me more power into my swing, and it is easier to block. It's easier to get power out of, essentially. All right, the next one I'm going over is the pivot step. The pivot step is kind of interesting. You take a step forward with your right foot and then block with your left foot. So right foot forward, then left foot block, and that sets you up nice to swing. So instead of doing a little hop all on your left foot, you go right left. The way you get power out of that is push off of your right foot onto your left foot and use that momentum to swing your takeoff. The next one, and I think this is probably my favorite, is called the Euro step. It's like a pivot, but with a J-step at the end, kind of. So I start with my right foot forwards and then hop, or rather hop, swing on my left foot. So it's I feel like it's a bit more powerful than the pivot if your left foot is more comfortable with the hopping swing like in a J-step. Then the last one I have, which is a little weird, it's the block step. I see a lot of people doing this for really powerful tricks, thinking triple corks and things like that. And essentially I'm running on the line, running full blast down the line, and then I just stick my foot out at a 90-degree angle and use my foot kind of like as a pole vault to launch me up. It's just really easy to block out of this one, and it's a very powerful setup. It is a little tricky to control because if you notice, I have to turn 90 degrees more to get back on my line, back on my direction of travel. But something to play with. So here are some angles for you for every one of the setups. They're not too crazy. Just play around with them. They're all pretty much the same thing. They're just new ways that you can play around with that might help you learn new tricks. For example, I used to do the block step when I was learning corks. And I was able to get the rotation, but I wasn't able to land for whatever reason. But once I started doing I believe it was probably a Euro step or a pivot, that initial turning allowed me to land because it allowed me to rotate more transversely. If you watch my cork tutorial, it's kind of what it's about. And I think that playing around with these steps these different swing takeoffs can be beneficial. And it's also just a good idea to learn how to block out of your steps because that'll help you learn how to swing through and things like that. But that's pretty much my tutorial, everything I have to say about swing takeoffs and all the different ways you can swing takeoff. Play around with it. I like switching it up every so often as well. Find out which one's your favorite. But I hope this tutorial helped you guys. I don't think there's any tutorials like this online, and I feel like this is a concept that should be understood by people who are just starting out and learning their swing takeoffs. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Take care.